Good morning, children. We were reading lesson number 13, A, B, C and D parts answer. Already you have completed. So today it's time to read the answers of E part. You see what is written in E first question. The British successfully influenced painting, literature and architecture of India. Give examples to support this statement. We have read, children, that Britishers influenced our painting also, literature also and architecture also. And that we have to write in the answers of this questions that how did they influence our painting, literature and architecture. For that you will have to take out page number 151, 52, 53. Here you see what is written, page number 151. Here it is written, British impact on Indian painting, literature and architecture. From here only you have to write the answer. You see what is written, the art, architecture, painting, literature, poetry, drama, novels and even Indian religion and philosophy were greatly influenced by the Western contact. Means with our contact with the Western countries, that is Britain we are talking here, it greatly influenced. First we will write about how did they influence Indian painting. And for that here you see what is written. Many English painters arrived here in search of princely patronage. Princely patronage means that time small kingdoms were there. They were giving protection, support to English painters, and that's why English painters arrived here in search of princely patronage and to please the rich British society. Please means to make them happy. Such paintings had themes of Indian royal courts, flora and fauna. Then Indian painters also changed their selection of themes and medium of painting. It was the result of British impact on Indian painting. Now you have to write about British impact on Indian literature. And in next page we can see how literature was also here. About first it is written about architecture. Many huge architectural wonders were built in the port city of Madras. Many churches were constructed in English style with artistic carvings. It was the impact of British impact on our architectural style. Then here again it is written, the governor of Madras gave the city a colonial look. Colonial look means British look, with bungalows and banquet halls to suit the British liking for official evening functions. Means official evening functions were organized in British bungalows. Bombay city also, churches, town halls, railway stations and many other structures were constructed that resembled famous buildings in England. So in this way Britishers attracted, they made their influence in our architectural wonders. Next question, next part of this question is that how did they influence our literature? And in that we can write on this page only it is written, the British influenced Indian literature also. The scholars of the Fort William College in Calcutta translated the ancient texts. They wrote grammars also. They compiled dictionaries and collected manuscripts in English. Not only the original literature, even the translations highlighted the greatness of the British, as Britishers were influencing. So everywhere what was there? British impact was there, and that highlighted the greatness of the British. So it is the answer of E first question. Now come to E second question. What is his second question? Describe any 5 major changes brought about in Delhi by the British before the development of New Delhi. Here you have to write the changes which was brought about in Delhi before the development of New Delhi. Means before it was made the capital of India, you have to write. And that answer is given on page number 148. So take out the page number 148. Here you see it is written in this Delhi is here. Delhi is written here in second paragraph. E2 answer you can write it from here. Here you can write in 1805. You have to write the answers in point wise. First point, what you will write? In 1805, the British took over lands, revenue and city administration of Delhi. They started acquiring more, and second point will be they started acquiring more and more land for troops, camps, churches, hospitals, residence, clubs, etc. Third point will be the cantonment occupied about 1/3 of the area of the walled city. Next, you can also write in 1824 the era of urban planning began in Delhi and town duty committees were set up by the Britishers for the development of the cantonment, Khyber Pass, civil lines and the ridge area. Next point also you can write in 1863 Delhi Municipal Committee was formed, which main achievements were shifting of the vegetable markets outside the walled city, constructing railway lines, railway stations and road links. You can also write Delhi Darbar of 1877 saw a lot of improvement like schemes of drainage, water supply, irrigation, road construction and development of residential areas in Delhi. So children, each second answer will be from here to here in this paragraph, and as I have told you, you have to write the points according to your marks. If it is being asked for 3 marks, you will write 3 points. If it is being asked for 5 marks, you will write 5 points. Okay. Now come to E3 question. E3 is highlight any 3 major improvements that took place in Delhi before the Delhi Darbar of 1877. You have to write, sorry, it was D3. We have to read about E3. E3 is describe the distinct features of the city of Calcutta as developed by the British in India. In spite of this, why did the British shift their capital to New Delhi? We all know why did the British shift their capital? Because New Delhi was centrally located in compared to Calcutta, and that's why a huge demand of setting up New Delhi as the capital. But this question is in 2 parts, so answers also you have to write in 2 parts. First part answer, describe the distinct feature of the city of Calcutta as developed by the British in India. For that you will have to take out page number 147. Distinct features of Calcutta you have to write, and here what you will write? Here you see E3 answer will be from here. The speedy industrial growth from 1850s in Calcutta, especially in the field of textile and jute, attracted British investment. They started, what did they do? They started building infrastructure facilities like railways, roads and telegraph lines. and the population and employment of opportunity of Calcutta increased tremendously. Another point you can write, as the size and population of the new urban areas expanded, a need for urban local bodies arose. And hence in 19th century the Calcutta Municipal Corporation was established. But the next part of the answer is increasing political discontentment all over India forced the British to relocate their capital to New Delhi. Why did the British, you will change the paragraph and write, why did the British relocate their capital from Calcutta to New Delhi? In that you can write, increasing political discontentment all over India forced the British to relocate their capital to New Delhi in 1911. Why political discontentment was there? As it was more centrally located for administrative convenience. You see the map of India, children, then you can find that Calcutta is even in the eastern side, but the Delhi is in the central part of India. Moreover, although it's in northern part, but then also it is more centrally located as compared to Calcutta. So it will be the answer of E3. Now come to answer of question of E4. Here you see, children, what is written. Introduction of railways in India proved to be a blessing in disguise. Give 3 arguments in favor of and 3 against the statement. First, try to understand the meaning of the question. What is here written? Introduction of railways in India proved to be a blessing in disguise. Means Britishers introduced railways in India for their own benefit. They did not think about the Indian benefit. But in fact, it was not looking that it has been introduced for Indian convenience, but in fact it proved to be a blessing, means it was a good sign for Indians also, although it was not being seen in disguise. And you have to write about three arguments in favor of and 3 against the statement. That in favor, that how railways helped the Indians, and against how railways did not help the Indian. That you have to write it. So the answer will be on page number 150. Take out page number 150. Here, railways under British. You have to write, as I have told you, you have to write 3 points in favor of railways under British and 3 points against the railways. That only you have to write. First is in favor of. Railways in India railways were introduced in India for the benefit of the British administration, political control and trade. But railways brought many changes in the lives of Indians. How it favored the Indians? Those points are, first point you can write, people from different parts of India came in close contact. Second point you can write, this communication brought about an awareness against social evils. We all know that time so many evils were prevalent in our society. And third point we can also write that need of education and freedom from foreign exploitation were felt by the Indians. So railways helped the Indians. Now against, arguments in against, that it did not favor the Indians. In that what we can write here, it offended the people. Here you see argument against it. First point, it offended the people of higher castes, as people from all castes had to sit together. Second point, Indians were not allowed to travel in first class. Why Indians were not allowed to travel in first class because it was reserved for Europeans. But in any case, railways provided many avenues of profit making for the British. Means railways provided profit for the British. So here I have shown you 3 points in favor of this sentence, that railways help the Indians, and 3 points against this sentence, that railways did not help the Indians. So E4th question you can write it from here. Now come to E5th question. E5th question is, describe the development and developmental activities undertaken to construct and develop New Delhi as the new British capital. Means when New Delhi was made British capital, then which developmental activities were undertaken by the British to construct and develop New Delhi? And that answer you have to write it from page number 151. Take out page number 151. Here it is. It is not page number 151, but it is page number 149. Okay. Here you see what is written. The British shifted their capital from Calcutta to Delhi in 1911. We all know when New Delhi was made its capital, made the capital of India in 1911. And then the Delhi Darbar for King George VI changed the look of the city. Why it was felt to change the look of the city? Because now New Delhi was made the capital of India. And for that, what did Britishers do? Civil Lines area, that is now Delhi University and Old Secretariat, was set up. Then you see, next point you can write, the Chief Commissioner of Delhi created the Raisina Municipal Committee. Third point you can write, Raisina Hill was selected for building the new capital. New capital was New Delhi. Then you can write, it became the residence of the Viceroy and the new administrative center. Then the English town planners, especially Edwin Lutyens. This question is also very important for 1 mark. That who planned New Delhi? Whose name you will write? Edwin Lutyens. Prepared the architectural design for the palace of the Viceroy called Viceroy's House. That is now presently Rashtrapati Bhavan. Then Circular Pillar House. That is presently Parliament House. Then Kingsway, that is presently known as Rajpath, and War Memorial, that is presently known as India Gate, along with many green spaces, parks and gardens. So you have seen, children, when New Delhi was made the capital, then these changes were made by the Britishers for the development of New Delhi. So in E5th question, you have to write these points. Now this lesson has been completed. In our next class, we will read lesson number 14. In your final exam from second term syllabus, only 2 lessons will come, that is lesson number 14 and 15. But this lesson is also very important to read. And why it is important to read? Because this lesson will be asked in your internal exam, in your periodic exam. So that's all for today. All of you write the answers of E part. I will give you PDF also, and then you submit your notebooks. That's all for today. Goodbye and thank you.